Demonstration on this type of hair. My client came in and he wanted a little bit of overhang, so I began to start clipping the sides up and putting in my first initial bald guideline. The reason I go in with my first bald guideline in like a circular shape is due to the fact that his corners are real light, and honestly I just wanted to maintain as much darkness as I could in that area. So then I began going in with my lever all the way open to create my second initial bald guideline. And the reason I pinned the hair up again is because, like I said, he wants the hair to start to hang over. So that was the reason for that. Here is my number one guard all the way closed, just going all the way up. And of course, after that, it's a 1.5 guard all the way closed, getting those baby hairs. Here's the 0 guard, all the way open and all the way closed, just lever playing to soften everything that the 1 and the 1.5 guard did. And yeah, I think the 0 guard was really tying the whole haircut together on this side. I was still seeing some darkness, so I just put on my 1 guard all the way open just to soften that out more. Now to take out that bald guideline, of course my lever's all the way closed, and then I just slowly start to lever play to soften out the whole fade. Here I threw on my half guard and was just lever playing, just detailing it, tying the whole haircut in together so you can see some of the inconsistencies. And here with my lever all the way open, I'm just finally detailing the haircut and making it all smooth. Now we'll repeat that same process on the opposite side of the head. As you can see, I began clipping up the hair, combing out all the little beads, and I began putting in my first initial guideline, the same as the other side, of course, a circular shape, going in with the trimmer to get it as close to the skin as possible. I don't really use a shaver on these type of clients just due to the fact that their hair is super coarse and curly, so it can cause ingrowns way easier than someone with straight hair. Lever all the way open, creating a second bald guideline just like the other side of the head. Again, repeating the same process. Here's the number 1 guard all the way closed, going up, leaving those baby hairs up top for the 1.5. Here's the 1.5 guard. I went with the grain just to get it all close, and then I began to go with upward strokes to just soften it out fully, and that really tied everything together from it being so long. Here's the 0 guard all the way closed, just softening out what that number 1 guard did, and just you can see it's starting to fade everything in together. It's not the half guard, it's the 0 guard. And as you've seen there, I moved the lever all the way down, and I was just going up a little bit higher than what I did previously. Just like the other side, I threw on that number 1 guard all the way open to soften everything. And I began taking out that trimmer line with my lever all the way closed and just detailing it, moving it lower by lower the higher I get. And yeah, just lever playing with that no guard and just, detailing. Detail work is everything. Here with the half guard, just detailing some more and lever all the way open to soften everything and tie it all together. My client also wanted a double V in the back, so I began debulking that with the 1 guard all the way closed. And I began to throw in the V. On this one, since he wanted some overhang, I wanted the V to really pop out and make the haircut stand out. So I debulked that and I began putting in the double V with my Cocoa trimmers. These trimmers are 0 gap out the box, so they're really good for jobs like this for precise lines. I began repeated the same exact process on the other side. Double V's could be intimidating to a lot of barbers just to try to get it straight for one, and then two, trying to get it down. But I've been cutting his hair for quite a while now, and I already know where to place the lines at from where they previously grew out. But yeah, this was the double V. Now the hardest part of this haircut was the edge up. He's one of those clients that I have that has one of the toughest edge ups. And as you can see here, there was a lot of overhang, so I began to knock that down with my one guard all the way closed, going with the grain. And key when you're pinning the hair out the way, make sure it's not too tight or has a lot of tension, because then they'll pull the forehead back and the hairline will come out crooked when you start. I started cleaning his forehead with some alcohol on a neck strip just to make sure everything was clean and going to be real crispy, because he does want enhancements as well. Here I began adding some edge up spray. I'll show you guys the brand here in the video to make everything real tight. And of course, starting from the center, moving my way to the left side of the head and repeating that same exact process on the right side. As you can see here, I'm just making sure everything was straight, as well as the vertical bars, before I started to move over to the right side of the head. Again, this hairline was very difficult, not just for the widow's peak, but one side grew a little higher than the other, and that made it very difficult, but I believe we executed nice. After I leaned him back, I began hitting him with a pencil to sketch out where the enhancements were going to be placed. This is the technique I like to use while they're laying down, because I have a bird's eye view, and to me everything looks clean and sharp. I began hitting him with some enhancements, nothing too crazy, just upon his request. And notice here how I'm spraying the card, so the enhancements bounces off of the card onto the hairline to make it really nice and soft. And of course, you can't forget to hit your client with a straight razor. I hit him with a straight razor to make sure that this hairline was very, very sharp. And this was the after. As you can see there, I did my best to make it straight, and he requested his mustache lined up, so I began to hit that as well and just made that really nice. It's all in the details when it comes to haircuts like these. And here's the after results. As you can see there, it's a burst shadow fade with a double V in the back. I think it came out really clean. And if you like this style of content, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe.